Good morning, everyone. Joe Pometto of the Joe Pometto Law Show. Yes, I'm recording in the morning. I'm going to try to make this part of my new routine. We'll see how that goes. Today, we're going to start a new little series and playlist that I'm going to call Sovereign Citizen Stories, where I found interesting stories about interesting, and by interesting, you know what I mean, about sovereign citizens on Reddit or other spots on the internet. And I'm going to read it and we're going to laugh. We're going to have some fun. So today I have two pretty good stories from a former prosecutor. I don't know where this prosecutor is from. This was pulled from Reddit. But before we begin, let's do our same time sip. Today I have a nice hot warm morning cup of coffee. It doesn't get much better than this, my friends. Same time sip. It's still really hot, so I can only sip a little bit. I got a little bit of cream and sugar in here. Maybe you take it with cream, maybe you take it with sugar, or maybe you drink it black like a savage. If you enjoy this show, I got the Patreon below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. A donation from Patreon goes a long way towards me freeing up time to make more videos. So that I can do this instead of doing my regular legal work. As you all know, I'm an attorney and I'm very busy. So let's dive into this story. So this was written on Reddit and it begins like this. Prosecutor, not a cop, but I have seen a couple of these idiots in court. We all know the idiots he's referencing, sovereign citizens. One guy insisted on representing himself despite the judge's constant pleas that he accept a public defender. He submitted documents to the court that were signed with his thumbprint in his own blood. Literally cannot make this up. During jury selection, he would ask a question and then spin around and look at the judge to see if she was going to shut him down. He repeatedly asked and said things that you can't during jury selection. Boy, would I have enjoyed being a fly on the wall for that jury selection. Do you all think that the thumbprint in blood, that probably comes from the UCC, right? Or maybe the Articles of Confederation. Back before this was a country, you needed. Now it's true, the seal in wax was a legally recognized method of signing and binding documents. But the thumbprint in blood, woo! Back to the quote. That whole trial was a train wreck. He testified in his own defense and said he wasn't born in New York like his birth certificate said, but instead in Northwest Africa. So I at least gave him props for getting the direction right if we are including New York as part of Africa. I sort of got a kick of that out of that. Because, you got Africa, and if you just keep traveling west across the Atlantic Ocean, you got New York. Maybe someday Africa will annex the state of New York. Doubt it. He was on trial for a suspended license and weed. So this was all so much ado about nothing. He got convicted. Boy, I hope they paid those juries double to sit through that train wreck, the jurors. Or maybe the jurors got such a kick out of it, they didn't need to be paid at all. That was a good one. This one's good too. Same individual, prosecutor. The second one I saw started out way more reasonable. All right. He did his own jury selection like the other guy, but was way more prepared and seemed like he'd been there before. I was actually pretty impressed for a while until he testified. So since he was representing himself, he didn't have an attorney to ask him questions when he testified like usual. In these situations, typically the person just gives a monologue about their side of the story. Not this guy. He stood at the podium, asked a question, then walked to the witness stand, sat down, and answered it. Can you all just picture that? Then he got up, went back to the podium, asked a question, rinse, lather, and repeat. He seemed fairly normal, if a little deluded, until that happened. And then we realized he was full on crazy, just better at hiding it. I mean, I would have loved to seen that in a courtroom. Loved it. The judge had to be laughing and crying inside at the same time. He also got convicted for a suspended license and having a concealed weapon. He carried a huge hunting knife on himself at all times. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, these two stories here, it doesn't get much better from the land of the sovereign citizen. What do we got here? The man who was born in New York but claims to be from Africa, maybe he was a Moorish sovereign citizen, who signs things in his with thumbprints in his own blood. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. And then we got our hunting knife toting multiple personality individual who is both the attorney and the witness at his trial. So I hope you all enjoyed these two stories. I got a kick out of it. I'll post the full transcript, the full quote in the description below. In the meantime, let's do another same time sip of whatever delicious beverage that you have. I hope you have coffee. It may have cream. It may have a little bit of sugar, or maybe it's got a scoop of chocolate powder, like one of my friends in the comments stated, which is still something that I need to try. Whether it does or whether it doesn't, it's still coffee and it's still fantastic. So let's do a same time sip with me. Very delicious. If you like this content, please, free way to support the show. Subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends. YouTube will reward me on its own that way. If you are a super fan of the show, sign up to my Patreon. $1, $2, $3. It doesn't matter. Every penny counts. Allows me to have more time to wake up at 5 in the morning to create these videos. And I really appreciate the support. I'd love to do more videos. I may even do more channels if things go well. So thanks for tuning in. Joe Pometto Law out.